In this case study, data was made available to drivers, but no feedback or coaching was provided by their supervisors. The objectives were to determine the type of risks undertaken, the severity of the risks, and what opportunities existed to address risk behaviours. Telematics was used to measure driver risk behaviours. Factors reviewed included speed, acceleration, braking, cornering, fatigue, late night driving, and peak hour driving. Important data that supports workplace imperatives such as safety and duty of care, cost savings, and productivity improvements. The study was conducted over a 10-week period with an Australian state-based government department. The vehicles driven were sedans, four-wheel drives and wagons in rural and regional areas. Over 76,000 kilometres were driven. There were over 2,600 trips and more than 1,224 hours of driving. It involved 20 drivers who were able to view their data, but they were provided no coaching or feedback by their supervisors. The data gave us a better picture of key risks in terms of both types and severity. Overall, there was 0.11 risk events per kilometre driven. The percentage of risk events that were excessive are as follows: speeding, 41.7%, braking, 53%, cornering, 64.4%, acceleration, 34.3%, and fatigue, 22%. When looking at the data, all drivers were involved in speeding, braking and cornering events, with most involved in acceleration and fatigue events. The biggest risk event by far was speeding. All vehicles had excessive and dangerous speeding incidents. Over 41% of speed events were deemed to be excessive in terms of both severity and duration. Significant braking events occurred with 50% of drivers. When correlated across speeding, the majority of these drivers, 8 out of 10, also had high speed issues. 109 fatigue events were captured, which means driving for more than 2 hours and 15 minutes without a break. 22% of these were deemed to be excessive, which means driving for over 3 hours with no rest. The problem is that employees are failing to engage in safe driving, even though their livelihood depends on having a driver's licence. The number of speed-related risk events would imply that it's only a matter of time before drivers lose their licence or have a serious accident. It seems that simply having data and a detailed work health and safety policy around driving is not enough to create a culture of responsible driving. Does this put the organisation at risk if a driver has an accident? FleetRisk continuously collects, in real time, objective data about in-vehicle driver behaviour and ranks them accordingly. This information is constantly updating. Drivers then undergo an interactive online assessment of the cognitive skills and personality traits that are important to consistently safe driving. These assessments are repeated annually. Monitoring and feedback. By combining both in-vehicle risk alerts and high-risk templates, targeted coaching and/or training can be provided to existing drivers before they crash. Our case studies show that when drivers engage with feedback, the improvement in driving behaviour is almost immediate and can be sustained. Using advanced data modelling, machine learning, in-vehicle driver behaviour is mapped against cognitive skills and personality traits. A risk index is generated which flows into predictive risk templates, enhancing safety management through targeted training interventions and the recruitment of low-risk drivers. The data generated has significant implications for commercial motor vehicle insurance. FleetRisk clients can demonstrate a tangible and ongoing commitment to crash prevention. If your organisation self-insures, then our risk mitigation approach becomes even more critical. Contact FleetRisk for more information. Our email address is info@fleetrisk.com.au.